Hey everybody, welcome. Tucker Special Tuesday. I haven't done any work since the last Tucker Special video. The bench is a mess, but nonetheless, we'll do a little work here. Let me put this on here. All right, I gotta clean up some of this stuff here so I can move and function. Had a pretty good time at Cleveland. Didn't do very well. Not that I didn't fly good, just didn't do very well. So anyhow, we'll get this out of the way. I'll give you a rundown of what's going on here. Let's see, that's this. We want to save these. Okay. I don't want to save all this extra wood. So we got 3 watchers. I guess people like this Tucker Special build. Let me see if I can pull the chat up on the other screen so I can see what's being said. I'm just trying to get this wood in this trash bag. The place is not a mess. Okay. All right. So far, in an hour a day, let me do this here. My channel. And we're going to pull up the live stream. And kill that. All right. I have the chat open. I can see that now. So, in a week's time, or not in a week's time, but since we've been working on this, I have the wing tips cut. I have the inboard wing framed up. I have the fuselage put together and cut. I have the top block cut. I have the motor rebuilt. And now it's going to be time to start the outboard wing. I just don't have any room. That's the only problem. If you're enjoying the build, give me a thumbs up. If you're not enjoying the build, there's plenty of windy videos to watch. Even Al Rabe has videos now. For the guys who have downloaded the plans at Outer Zone, I don't know where you are on yours. Oh, we also have the elevators shaped, sanded, and cut as well, elevator rudder. You know, in my heyday, we're not very far away from putting this airplane together. I didn't want to make this a project like I normally do. so that I have another airplane here, but I gotta tell you, it does not take long to put these together. That's why I get a kick out of it. I don't have the time. Well, come on, it don't take no time. Okay, we have a wingtip there. This is the full. I hope I didn't break that rib. Throw it away. Nope, I got it right here. Yeah, almost threw away the rib I needed. Outboard. This is the total pattern. Okay. We'll set this aside. Okay, if you remember the last, when I built the inboard wing, the steps that I went through, we'll go through that once more because it's basically the same. I've got to clean this off though. And I only have an hour to work on this because that was the deal. 1 hour a day until done. Or 1 hour a session till done. I'm sure that I could go through this and in a week's time have it ready to fly. It's not that difficult. I already have my ribs cut for the landing gear. And we won't be using this, even though it's good light wood. Let me get this out of the way. When I say an hour a day, I have not worked on this at all. I haven't cleaned the bench, nothing. And we've got all that progress done, so it's, like I say, it's not that difficult. Okay. So we have the ribs here. Let's see what we got for the. Now this is bad because I've set this down and forgot what I've done here. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. I did slot those. That's good. Okay, I had already slotted the spar where the ribs go, and I've also already cut the slots for where these go. So this is outboard. And this is the inboard one. Now, I have to notch that spar so that it locks in there. It's a pretty strange way to turn that this way. Pretty strange way to do things, but I think it'll work out okay. So this is the bottom. So the notch needs to be here. I'm not sure you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm marking the bottom where the slot goes. I have to slot that down here so they'll lock in. And I just glued these ribs in with white glue. I didn't use anything fancy, no epoxy or anything like that. Okay, so what have I got for a saw? I don't remember what I used. I know I got a snap-on jab saw. I'll use that. The handy snap-on jab saw. So, make sure you can see that. Yep. All right. Almost. A little far. That's all right. Guess I can put my thumb right there where the end is. When I cut my thumb, that's far enough. Right there. Okay, test fit. Outboard. I have a question there. Let me see what the heck that says. Oh, good. You can hear me great. That's great. All right. Outboard 1, outboard 2. So 1 is the long one. That goes to the inside. You'll notice that it's sticking up there. Well, that's what the balsa wood's for. Like this blade is just not quite wide enough for that 16th ply. Let's try plugging it in here. There we go. See, that's how it is inside the wing there. It's notched in so that it locks into the wing. sure that it slides in here now. Yeah, there we go. It seems that I made that a little short. But that's not to worry, because it's only wood. And you say, well, how are you going to fix that? Well, I'll show you. Okay, if you look here, both these ribs, both of them, don't come all the way out on the leading edge to match the sheeting. Well, that's because I got a little rambunctious on the sander, but that's not a problem. And I'll show you how we're going to fix that. It's only wood. So we'll take the rib here. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that looks like you can. Okay, these ribs, I like I say, I got 2 rambunctious on the sander, so we're going to take and we're going to make a filler. So we'll add 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Because we're not going to mess with this until it's dry. So it really doesn't matter. I'm going to use a razor blade to do that because it's sharper. I do have a scalpel here somewhere, but I don't know where the hell the handle is. So we're already into this 20 minutes. I probably should have cleaned up. Oh, I didn't want to do that side. Probably should have cleaned up the bench before I got started, but I want you guys to see exactly what I'm doing here. So we'll stick that in there like so. All this does is basically locks up the wing. I don't want any air gaps anywhere so it gets any divots or any weird things going on. Okie dokie. Remember, guys, it's only wood. Can't hurt you. You can't. There are no mistakes. Just like there are no secrets. Yeah, you make a mistake, but they're easily corrected. We got plenty of, glue, ways to fix them. So here's what we got here, and you say, well, that looks like crap. Well, it's only a filler, and it's only temporary. So we'll put that in the in here and make sure we got enough. Yep, see, there's plenty sticking out there that I can block sand off, and it'll be completely flush with the foam. I could do it before, but it probably would be best to do it afterwards. So now we'll do one for this, because they both were about 1/8 of an inch lacking. So we'll cut this in here. I want this airplane to be, because I'm taking so much time on it, I want it to be super nice, so anything that I can fix now along the way will do. One of these days I'm going to make it to VSC before they quit having it. You got some Teflon instead of wax paper, that works better, but all I got is wax paper. You might ask, why am I using the sanding block just after I glued it? It helps it kick the glue off. So let's make this one a little closer. So I don't have quite as much sanding to do. You know, I probably could make it exact. Let's make it exact. We'll show you how to do that. Then of course we're going to do the sheeting like I did before. The only thing I won't show is the bathtub ordeal. Okay, we're going to cut and sand this one exact. We can do the other one too. If you guys are going to use our Jitsi or the Appear, you got to post the link. I noticed that Gerald had a meeting, but he didn't post the link, so nobody came. All right. So hopefully we got it big enough. All right, we added probably 3/16 of an inch to the nose of that. And put it in here. I guess it's better that I do it a little closer so when I weight it in the cradle, I don't have all that stuff sticking out, so that's good. Well, this was more than I had bargained for. Oh. A little bit of air gap there, so I'll go ahead and add some more glue to it. Of course, this all gets, wrong way. This all gets filled with epoxy, Z-epoxy, so it locks up anyway. But you wanna make it wood to wood, so it's light instead of having Z-epoxy and epoxy and glue and all that crap hanging out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the videos. Help me make the channel grow. This is a dying art, I guess. Everybody wants to. Oh, I got a story for you. At FCM, I won a SV11 ARF. You know, like I need an ARF. So the Cleveland contest came, and I told my friend John, I said, I'm going home with that ARF right there. It's a Vector 40 electric ARF, like I need it. Sure enough, the last prize was the Vector 40 ARF, and I won it. So I have 2 airplanes I don't need. All right. That one's pretty close. Let's do this one here. You see here how it filled the gap, and when I glue it in there so it won't move, I'll glue it with white glue so it won't move. I'll block sand that till it's perfectly flat, and that'll be a tomorrow night project because time goes by so fast when you're having fun. Maybe I'll get the sheeting laid out tonight. Yeah. I get a lot of comments on the videos in person. I know that my Cleveland contest live streams were not that good, and I'll tell you what happened. The bandwidth, I use this little hotspot, and if I don't have a good cell phone connection or cell tower connection, it may pick it up and it may not. It just kind of wouldn't come in. So I only got 3 of them in there. Okay. So quite quite a bit sticking out there. Alright, we have quite a bit sticking out here, but I'm not going to bother to block sand it. I'm going to glue it in. We'll let it dry overnight. And if you look down here, you can see the blocks in there. And when I get the sheeting on, just like the other one, I'll mark this area out right here. I guess you couldn't see down in there, but I'll mark this area out here and then drop in my plywood blocks to rest on that notch. Well, that's good, Gerald. I'm glad you guys had a chat or a hangout. Rusty should be back this week. Hopefully Friday. If not, I'll do a live stream on Friday, and we'll be advised of what's going on with Rusty. Kind of worried about him. All right. So, as everyone knows, you can't use CA on foam. It'll eat the foam right up. So I use white glue or epoxy. White glue is plenty because it's only foam. Epoxy is heavy. And it doesn't have much strength. Now it will be epoxied on the skin. The actual strength will come from the skin. So I got this glue watered down 50% probably. It's pretty runny. It's kind of messy to do it like this, but it's lighter. You don't need all that goo. Okay. Just like when you skin a wing and you scrape all the glue off, you think, well, this thing's not going to stick. Well, it certainly will. Okay. Yep, that looks good. Big mess going. Make sure that the slot that you cut gets filled with the plywood so that it's locked in there. There's a lot of tension on these two ribs. So you want to make sure that they're glued in well and they fill the void. Because the minute something starts to work back and forth, that's when it can break. There we go. So the notch is filled. We're going to sight down the leading edge and make sure that it's straight. And we'll put a piece of tape on that to hold that together. while it dries. Okay. So, God, I don't think they make good tape anymore. It's ridiculous. Okay, sight down it one more time, make sure it's straight. If I could put it in the cradle, I wonder if that would be better. Yeah, let's do that. We'll put it in the buck cradle and weight it down. That way it's perfect. We're not in a big rush, so this is my mold buck for molding the sheeting, and it's quite dense, this foam, like plywood. So in order to keep it from gluing itself to this, put some wax paper on it. You know what, I don't think I can do that until I sand that. And to sand off the wood I added, the filler. Be very careful, you don't want to disturb the airflow. I heard Billy say that flying of the airplane is in the leading edge, so you want to make sure the leading edge stays intact. That's pretty good. Should be all right. Still sticking up a little bit. I guess we can fill that with some CA right here. This is not a good idea, but we'll do it. Nope, I'm just going to weight it, let it sit. Okay, what do we need to do here? We didn't get much done tonight. More cleaning up than anything, so tomorrow when we come back it should be better. Because I can't, my shop is so small, I don't have a shop, I just have this one bench, so if I'm going to weight this down here, I can't can't do anything else. I don't have any place else to put it. I need to tape it. Is what I need to do. Tape it to keep it from coming apart. I don't know how to do this. I guess I could pin it. How did I do the other one? I don't remember. Tough getting old. Can't remember how I did it. This is the first wing I built like this, so. Okay. Wants to act crazy on me. We'll just pin it. Oh, I remember. But I'm not going to do that. I remember now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it that way. That way it's the same. Okay, how I did the other wing, I didn't use these bucks. I didn't use these bucks. How I did it was, where are those two ribs? I had them ribs here. Unless I threw them out again. No, I didn't do that. What am I doing? I had the two ribs already cut. The inboard and the outboard. And they were here. They were a matching set. What the heck happened here? Well, it looks like I'm going to have to make a set again. Come on. Well, guys, I'm starting to get frustrated now because I had the ribs that I needed, and they were sitting here, and they just ran off. It is hell working here. Look in this drawer. Nope, I didn't put them in that drawer. Oh, I know. Might have set them. Yep. Okay, I found them. I have the tip rib, and I have the root rib. So we have to sand the root rib to the line. I'll just let this sit straight here. I remember now how this was done. I wouldn't have remembered if I didn't see that. Okay, So I cut which side here? The bottom. The bottom is the notch, so we got to cut the top out. What I did was I glued this in the cradle with the tip rib and the root rib attached to keep them, and weighted to keep it so the wing didn't warp. It's a good thing I remembered that and didn't put that in a cradle and let it dry. As I stated, I've never built a wing like this. It's kind of a pain in the rear. But I'll let you know how it works. So anyway, I notched it like this. So we have to get the root rib ready to go. And it basically has to be perfect. Of course, how perfect does it have to be? This center joint is inside the fuselage, but as I've stated before, God knows, I know. Okay. So it's close here now. We'll take a center rib. That's not even close. There we are. Okay. Okay. Pin it to that. And this style of wing is way more work than I had planned on. My friend says, "Oh no, it's just one more step." No, it ain't. It's a bunch of extra steps. So we got this, and we're going to sand to the foam. I guess I'll be throwing this wing jig out because you actually kind of ruin. You can only build one wing out of a jig. Can reuse the leading edge bucks for something, but the front half of the jig is in the airplane. So this is the foam, lost foam wing. Semi-kept foam. Okay. So we need to make this mark here. We're going to cut out cut out that notch. That notch is on this side, and it goes to right there. I might could do it with this saw. I don't know what can be seen or not because I don't have a viewer on the camera. Yeah. Top fuel dragster with a flathead forward. This is the updated Tucker Special. Okay, let's see how that worked. It may or may not be right, I don't know. So this goes this way. Yeah, it is correct. Okay, good. I don't have to make another one. So this slides down on here. Gotta do a little deeper, 1/8 inch deeper. Okay. That goes this way, this goes this way. This goes this way. Alright. Finally. Yep, it was kind of challenging to do this. So this cut off there, and I block sand it after the glue dries. This is top. And I got to do the tip rib just like this. Because the sheeting goes over the top of these ribs to lock them in. I don't know how I dreamt that up. I don't know whether I want to dream up any more goofy projects like this. Okay. So it's sticking up just a little bit. That's okay. Because we won't, I won't do anything till after it's dry. So this goes like that. I'm getting the cradle out now. All these things are stuck to the cradle. Okay. So, got the cradle out here. This gets put in the cradle. I gotta do the tip now. So that gets white glued. That gets white glued on this end. This one gets white glued on this end. I pin them in here and I weight it down. That's how I did the other one. So it's absolutely straight. It's perfect. Then after this is dry, I put the molded sheeting on this and then build the wing. There's probably an easier way to do it. I just haven't figured out what it is. Well, we're at our hour's time. Most of that was cleaning the place, but tomorrow night we won't have to do any cleaning. I want you to like, subscribe, share the video on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever. Get the word out. Let people know that we still exist. Guys still do fly control line. Some guys do build still. If you're interested in an ARF, I got a couple of them. Send me a message and we'll maybe work a deal. But for tonight, I think that's going to do it. We didn't get a whole lot done, but you kind of got to see the process of what I got to go through to get this laid out and to make it work. And it does make a really nice light wing. This is 2 ounces. Torsionally, this thing is like a baseball bat, and you can't squish it because it's foam. I forgot all about, boy, I'm glad I remembered that. So we're going to have a 4-ounce wing when it's done. Probably 6 ounces with the crank and horns and all the nonsense on it. So, coming to you from Stunt Hanger East. As I said, like, subscribe, share the video. Got to go up a little bit. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat box. You can, type in below. Or send me a message on Stunt Hanger. Let's see what somebody said here. I appreciate it, Gerald, and thank you I'm glad you guys like the videos. This is different for me doing things this way, trying to do this live, start, stop. I mean, usually I just blow right through the deal, and the mistake, yeah, everybody makes mistakes, but you correct mistakes and move on. But this here's a learning curve because never built one like this. But it shouldn't be a big problem. So what I'll do tonight is kind of just wrap it up and till I see you again. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.